What's going down, y'all? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing a super simple dummy proof fade. I'm going to show you guys two techniques. One I use more so than the other, but the first one is the fading down technique. This is where you set all 2 or 3 guidelines in at first. You kind of see what you're working with, and then you fade downwards using your bigger guards up top, working your way down to no guards eventually. But we are going to start the fade. Our first guideline with the lever closed, no guard on the Andes Master. I've really enjoyed using the Andes Master for the past year and a half, maybe 2 years. It's coming up on 2 years. It's definitely my go-to all-around clipper, but I don't like it better than the fast feed, and they are coming out with a fast feed cordless, which will obviously I will make more videos on for you guys. So our second guideline was lever open with no guard. Our third and final guideline is a number 1 guard open and taking off the rest of the bulk of the hair. So as you guys can see, the no guard open, no guard closed, and the number 1 guard open, those 3 perimeters we need to fade up into. 2 steps, maybe 3 steps to get rid of these lines, and you're good to go. It's very simple to fade down. I typically don't. You guys will see the technique that I use after this on the other side of the head where I fade upwards. But I mean, fading downwards, this is a long number 1, so we're gonna go with a number 1 guard open and close, and then work our way down to a number 0 guard, which is shorter, and work our way down obviously in the fade. So this technique is very simple. That's why I think it's perfect for beginners. That's why I call it like the dummy proof technique, because you can't really mess it up. You know, make your guidelines, come back down with a smaller guard in each section, and then all that's left is to fade out the bottom of the fade using no guard open and closing, which is probably the most important skill to have as a barber. If you can fade with no guard, your tapers, your fades, your whatever is going to come out way cleaner. So this is the most important part I can have you guys stress on. So like I said, this is the fading up technique. I'm gonna show you guys a whole different technique on this side. It's kind of similar, but it is different. It's a lot faster. I can typically fade out a hair within 2 to 3 minutes if I'm really trying to get it done. So our first guideline, like always, lever closed, no guard. Then we're gonna remove the bulk. You wanna remove the bulk before you start to fade, because you don't wanna fade hair that you're gonna eventually remove anyways. So we wanna know what we're fading up into eventually. So it's a long number 1. Our second guideline is a no guard open. So basically with this technique, you wanna make a guideline up and then come back down and knock the line that you just created. It's super easy. So between that 2 guidelines, we're gonna put the lever halfway and knock out that line. And then eventually going up is going to be a number 0 guard, and then eventually a number 1 guard. So whether you fade up, whether you fade down, it's all about setting those guidelines in and removing the guidelines in between. So like I said, all that's left is to fade out this last line into the long number 1 using a number 1 guard open and closing. Now I do typically come back down in the fade and knock down any dark spots that I missed, but this is the most easiest, fastest, efficient way to create a buttery blend, as you guys can see. So just follow up your work, come back down a little bit, and you're good to go. And to really make that fade pop out, we're going to use the electric shaver. Be careful, not everyone's skin can take the electric razor. It will cause some of your clients razor bumps, but at least you will know whose skin can take it and who cannot. But it does enhance the blurriness of your face. And as far as the lineup goes, it's going to be super natural. I do end up spraying enhancements. It's not completely natural, but I do not touch the front of his lineup at all. The widow's peak and everything that you see right there is going to be left alone because his hair kind of grows long starting from his widow's peak, so I didn't want to remove that and have it grow back ugly. But as far as the side boxes, as you guys can see, I catch myself kind of avoiding using the clippers because it is very easy to push this side of the hairline back. But with the straight razor, it's a lot more precise. So I typically lean on the straight razor to do the side lineup, as you guys can see. And of lately, probably the past 3 months, I have been avoiding using hair fibers. I've switched to hair semi-permanent dye in a cordless compressor. Now I did knock this technique before I tried it, but it does last a lot longer and it does leave the hairline looking crispy for longer. So if you heard me bash this technique in the past, I apologize, but you know, we grow, we live and learn, you know. But here's the difference. That side is a lot fuller, sharper compared to the side with no enhancements. But like I said, I was wrong about the cordless compressor hair dye. It is crack it is lit for sure. And surprisingly, this is the first time I've ever tried this technique on a lineup where I kind of line up the box and the sides and leave the front super natural. This is the first time I ever tried it, and it's kind of like the perfect blend between natural and sharp. So I kind of like how it came out. But this is what his hair looks like down. It's pretty dope. I like the blonde highlights. He's always had good hair. This is my full blood brother. So he's always had good hair. And underneath that, just a nice little fade. Quick and easy, dummy-proof fade technique. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. And then obviously when he puts his hair up, the fade is looking crispy. The lineup's looking amazing. So hopefully you guys did enjoy this quicker style of video. I kind of cut out all the extra shit, you know. Just want to dumb it down, show you guys the basics, and you know, just put some content out. So hopefully you guys did enjoy. Leave a like if you did, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.